Hello everyone. I've decided to do a side series about just generally games that should never be played. In a sense that, you know, nope, it doesn't matter about the price, doesn't matter about how many updates, just never. Don't. This is mainly to ward off against bad Steam sale purchases, which is kind of a problem when people just buy games en masse when they're just like $1 or 75 cents or whatever on Steam when they're in one of those giant summer sales, and they just buy them by the bulk and they just end up not playing them. Some of them they do play and they end up being terrible and they feel like, wow, I wasted money on that, but hey, at least I didn't waste a lot, but you're still giving money to a terrible game dev. Anyway, the first game in this series will be this. Air Control, developed by Killjoy. I think it's just best to show you. So first off, there's no graphics options or anything like that in the main menu because that would be too sensible. It's in a launcher with a bunch of resolution options and presets, and the mouse moves with the menu. Are you ready? Because I don't think you are. No, this is not an early access game. No, this is not a free flash game. This is being sold on Steam for $6. Well, you want something else? This is one of the worst games I've ever played in my entire life. Oh my god, I take back everything I said about Duke Nukem Forever. Almost everything. So you can hit next, and you can just skip all that crap. Okay, let's just get sorted out here before I go into... I'm about to have an aneurysm. So you have a bunch of objectives. I'm trying to describe the game right now because I'm just going into my natural sense because this game defies all logic and reasoning. And that would sound great if it was a parody, but no, it is a complete unfinished piece of garbage. So first off, what is all this? It's nothing. It's just, you're not supposed to see this. And the thing is, the mouse, the cursor, you scroll with the mouse, not the cursor. So, but you also select things with the mouse. So you're gonna have like this whole sickening feeling. I'm gonna try to slow that down so you guys don't get sick, but you're gonna have this whole sickening feeling when you play this game. It looks like ooh, excuse me. So this is the first mission. It looks like doctors do not like cleaning. Clean up and then go to the kitchen. Attention, if in some levels we need the cursor, there is no cursor. Please press Alt-Tab and choose Air Control. If after this there is no cursor, it should be this way. So they're saying, well, if you're having trouble with the game, too bad. Why is this game on Steam? Look at this. Look at this! So, let's get something straight. No, I doubt this is a parody game. Because if it were a parody game, at least it would be functional and fixed. It's not. Like Goat Simulator is a functional game. It's a complete game. You can call it that, but at least it's like, it serves its purpose. Now, you could say, oh yeah, it's a satire against simulation games, or weird, crappy games with terrible artistic value. They just say, oh yeah, it's subjective, you don't know. No, this is objectively terrible. Look, like these objects, there's not even proper menus, or buttons, or... I don't even know what this is! Now it skips you ahead a little when you hit OK. Ops, it looks like terrorists are trying to steal the plane. You need to stop them, then go to the pilot. To further prove my point, the developers are censoring all criticism, or any criticism, on the Steam page. you know, because the Streisand effect is just such a falsely believed thing. Just trying to select the disable UI because this thing's annoying. That guy's floating in the air. So yeah, the developers have been censoring stuff, and even one of the top-rated critical comments, which was gave it a negative, was saying, "I can't run this game. It barely works. Sometimes I can barely run this game." And the developer's like, "Oh," even just responded to it, which is kind of nice, but said, "Oh, the answer is because your computer. It's not powerful enough to run this game." Really? This game. This game. Why is this on Steam? Oh, it's only $6. It's $6 for garbage. I don't care if it's $6 or $60. It's still garbage. Do you see that? Did you just... Now it is time to play a mechanic. You mean mechanic. It's not even spelled right. When your mouse enters the buttons, all buttons are colored green. Find the button which is colored red. Okay. By the way, the sound doesn't stop. You can't select it. That's great. So, let's try to get to a different menu because I needed to just rip on this game a little bit more, and Steam, because I just clicked through that. Okay, let's go. Fuck this. Not doing that. Also, the frame rate drops when you go in this direction, because why not? When you go before opening the door. For some reason. Yeah, not powerful enough to run the computer. My ass. Need to find the source of the gun. You know what? That is a perfect analogy. That is a perfect analogy. This is where the developers' brains were when they made this. This is where Steam was when they decided to not have proper quality control. You know, people warned about this for years, and we just didn't listen, that Valve would, this stuff would eventually start happening, that Valve would have so much of a monopoly they wouldn't even need to do anything. This is proof of it right here. And you can say, oh yeah, well, it's the buyer's fault. Well, you know what? This game's unfinished. You shouldn't be selling it in the first place. Early access at least has some potential. It makes some sense. Is it actually clipped through? Early access has a point, and it can make some sense. There was even a game taken off early access, so Valve does have some control over that too. It was a Earth 2066, which was false advertised for the most part, completely no features at all. It was $20, and the guy on the page was completely, the developer was completely censoring criticism. Now, credit to where credit's due. Again, Steam did offer refunds, but they only did that for one other game, which was the War Z, which was inherently broken. And I think that was really only because of so much like absolute hatred for it. Just people just making videos and showing like how bad the devs are, and like how they were like banning people from forums and censoring criticism as much as they could. Why is this on Steam? And some are going to argue, well, it's more selection. More selection of garbage? Are you kidding me? And even if you were to say, oh yeah, it's more selection, even if people do like this garbage, no one's really even buying it. Like, if you look at some, like, Steam has been releasing a ton of just terrible games, old games, and what it does is it hurts new releases that are actually good games. because being on that front page, being on that, like, the new releases page, like right on the front page, that's important. That's helpful because everyone sees it, and sales of a game increase during that time period. It's the highest they'll ever be, probably, unless you count some summer sales. And when you have these games, they're complete crap, unfinished, they bury those games, or they push them down off the list, and those games are on the list for a shorter period of time. I'm sick just playing this game. I don't know what it is. It's the... Don't buy this game. Don't buy it on sale. Don't even do it. Don't even do it just to be funny. There's plenty of videos online of people just torturing themselves like myself. Thank you very much for watching. I'm sorry, I'm done. I have no words. This is crap. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.